Hello, my name is Carmen Bellows, co-founder of The Great Lesser Known, a website that illuminates lesser-known artists in Middle Tennessee. Today I have the great pleasure of speaking with Dana Olson Pettit, oil painter. Hello, Dana.
Hi.
Nice to be able to talk to you today.
Thank you. You too.
Tell me a little bit about where you're from. Are you from Tennessee?
No, originally I'm from Chicago, and I grew up there, and I went to college in Chicago, and then I moved to Kansas City for a minute, and then I'm here in Nashville now.
Okay, very good. So tell me a little bit about art. How did you become interested in it?
I think it was just always fun. It seemed natural, and it started really small and innocent, just drawing like little cartoons, and then it just kind of developed as I found it more appealing than doing homework, and then it developed into, you know, this interest, and I kept getting better at it, so it kind of like pulled me back and forth in that way.
So talk to me about your primary subject matter.
All right, well, this is my interpretation of Jesus. It was something I was creating just for myself as kind of an experiment, because I wanted to personify this story that I hear of him into a human that I can see and like engage with more. So it started as that, and then when I showed people, it just kind of became like, wow, like so much more interest than some of my other work. And then at some point it just felt like, okay, this isn't my personal work anymore. This is for me to share. And so I developed this original image in this way that I thought would represent him the most beneficial, and I just realized that not everybody's going to appreciate realism, and maybe their language is more like hip hop and whatever, so they're going to probably want something like this. And so I started to understand this like universal look that hopefully we could have through this experience of seeing all these different art styles. And I forgot what the original question was, but I think my subject kind of became fascinating and interesting. Sure. Trying to get it out there. So it was interesting how it really came to be.
So how's your career going in art?
Well, and it's hard because I keep splitting my focus. Like, I really enjoy making this portrait series, but I'm not able to sell this. And I've sold prints of it, but I'm not going to sell the original paintings until farther down the road. So it's kind of hard because I'm not going to make money that way. Right. And in the time being, I've had to teach, and sometimes I sell artwork. Sometimes I get a commission. So it's going okay, but I feel like I wanted more at this point in my life. Like, I thought I'd be farther along, but now I have a baby too, so there's another.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
And so you teach art?
Yes.
Okay, so where do you teach art?
Right here in my studio.
Awesome.
Private lessons.
Very good. And so where would you like to see yourself 5 years down the road?
I would love, okay, so I'm going to finish this portrait series that you see here, and there's more. There's going to be 10 of these portraits as a start. I'm hoping to do maybe like 12 or 13. 12 being an interesting number that I can explain. But so I wanted to do this series, and I want to tour it by that time. Like, I'm hoping to get them done in the next year and a half or so. They've taken me a long time to make so far. I've been working on it for 5 years. So it's been a long time coming, but I really want to finish it and then tour it to places that would be interested in seeing art in all these different perspectives in like a new experience. So I'm hoping to do that kind of thing, and maybe sell like copies of the paintings. And so yeah, I just hope to be farther along and feeling like there's progress being made, and not, because it's hard, but I like it.
I understand that you studied in France. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that.
I was really lucky. I got to study with this artist named Patrick Bataudier, and he, it was his studio that he had created in France, and his he created a technique that I really wanted to study. So I went out to Europe and I got to study with, not him because he had unfortunately just passed away before I got there. So luckily, Gregory Pelizzari had taken over and he made this wonderful, he just continued it. You know, it was kind of unexpected, and he did a really good job, and he was like amazing artist, and so I just got to go be out there in the culture and really enjoyed it.
Do you get to, have you been employing some of the techniques that he used with your work?
Yes, actually, so this painting right here is actually the first, well, that's the technique that I studied, and it's the first painting of the series. Because it takes so much time to create this. It has so many layers, it's glazing, and then there's an underpainting. I literally spent 10 months on it, and most of that time was like at least 80 hours a week. It was really time consuming. But then it also shows, I feel like, in its final product. So when you're looking at it compared to something flat, and I know this is a different style, but you can see the finish and the application is so different. Mm-hmm. But then again, some people don't care about that, you know, which is why it's fun to see like another style of it. So, yeah.
And for my last question, what would you tell somebody who is looking at studying art? What would you tell them?
As they aspire to be an artist?
Perhaps.
I would just tell them, you know, there's a lot of exciting things going on in the art world, and like it's amazing that you can start showing your work from your phone in your studio, and I think that's amazing. There's some hardships about social media, but as far as getting out there, I think that's a great tool for artists, and I think you just got to be as honest as you can. Like, don't worry about being judged, because your truer stuff is always your best.